Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. Today it's game week 34 of the Premier League season, where we're here to predict yet another round of Premier League fixtures. Very exciting game week this. We've got some huge clashes, including some very interesting games that could be pivotal in the title fight. Should we start from the top, because we've got a lot to get through today with this double game week for a couple sides. We'll start, as always, with the 12:30 on the Saturday, Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Not the game we wanted to start this weekend with a bang, but an interesting game nonetheless. Two sides who have been very much in a relegation fight this year. West Ham only just got out of the relegation zone, but are now up to 14th. Palace 13th, should be safe from relegation now, but they'll both be wanting 3 points on the board here to further put themselves away from the drop. What are you expecting from this game, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, Palace have looked really good until they lost to Wolves on Tuesday. West Ham, at the moment recording, we haven't seen play in the midweek, so we don't know how they got on.
Yeah, could have that as a disclaimer. We've not seen any of the midweek fixtures.
Well, apart
rather
from
than
Tuesday.
The first three. But
So we don't know what happens between City and Arsenal, which is probably huge. But
yeah,
West Ham got Liverpool, so I'm going to predict they lost. But so both teams in a decent run of form, but I think Palace will nick it. I'll go 2-0 with goals from Elise and Eze.
I've been inspired by West Ham beating Bournemouth 4-0 and obviously beating Ghent 5-1. I think they maybe got a result against Liverpool in the week. I think they'll go away to Palace here and pick up another result. I'm going to go Crystal Palace 1, West Ham 2, I think. West Ham, they've not looked impressive really this season, but I think Crystal Palace's defence they make too many mistakes. They're quite error prone, so I think that West Ham can capitalise on that. I also think West Ham have looked a lot better in recent games, as proven by 2 victories where they had a 4-goal margin. Of course, they may have lost 6-0 to Liverpool, avoiding my prediction, but yeah, as for the goals, I will go Elise for Palace because I've just took him out off my FPL team. West Ham, Joel for Jarrod Bowen. He's not been great this season, Jarrod Bowen, but I feel he is due a brace sometime soon. Up next, Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. Two sides with, I'd say fairly decent seasons given expectations. I thought Forest would be very much in the relegation zone, and while they're definitely not safe from relegation, they are currently just outside the relegation zone, so not a bad spot for them to be in. And Brentford, I thought they'd probably get top half, maybe not, but they are very much top half. Performing incredibly well. They're both in a good spot compared to where I expect them to be. But who's going to come out on top here?
Brentford have struggled a little bit recently, but I think they'll just have enough to get a win across the line. I'll go 1-0. And none other than Ivan Toney.
I thought Brentford had a couple of tough games, but they won last time out against Aston Villa.
They drew.
Drew. I keep saying they beat Aston Villa.
I don't know why you think they won. They just didn't win.
Yeah, so they drew last time out against Aston Villa. They may well have beaten Chelsea in the week. I think they'll take momentum from that, and it'll be a pretty easy 2-0 victory against Nottingham Forest. I think Forest are a good side, but I think Brentford are currently a level above. As for goal score as well, I think Brian Mbeumo's in some decent form, so I'll back him to score. And as you say, Ivan Toney, incredible player. I think he's going to score once more. Up next then, the last game of the Saturday. It's quite a limited Saturday schedule. Only the 3 matches, the early 12:30 and then the 2 at 3 o'clock kickoffs. The second of which, Brighton versus Wolves. I really don't know what to expect from this game. Brighton obviously fighting for Europe. You'd expect them to be the favourites, but Wolves are playing alright at the moment. They're getting results when they really shouldn't. Do you reckon they could do the same here?
No. Wolves look good, don't get me wrong, but that's mostly down to their home form. I mean, they've won 6 of the last 8 at home, but away, on the road, they haven't been as good, and I think Brighton look really good this season. I'll go 2-0 Brighton with goals from Mitoma and McAllister.
Not seen Brighton in Premier League action for a week and a bit now. Obviously, they were knocked out of the FA Cup on Sunday evening. Quite hard done, but I feel in that game they definitely could have found a goal. But I think they'll bounce back from that, and I'll go Brighton. Well, obviously they had a game in the week we haven't seen yet, but I will go Brighton 2, Wolves 0. Right. Goals from Evan Ferguson and Kouado Mitoma because he is sensational. On to the Sunday then, the first 2 o'clock kickoff. We've got 4 of these, so this is where all the 3 o'clock kickoffs have gone. They're moving on to Sunday to accommodate those midweek fixtures we're currently having. But yeah, the first of which, Bournemouth versus Leeds. That's going to be an interesting one. But both threatened by relegation so far this season. Bournemouth have had quite an impressive spell as of late. Leeds in the relegation zone following a draw against Crystal Palace in the
Leicester.
Leicester. Sorry,
in the Leeds
got back with Palace.
Home to Leicester, they should have won, but I think it says something that when you're at home to a relegation rival and you throw away 2 points like they did.
Patrick Bamford missed,
and the fact they went 1-0 and let Jamie Vardy score. And then
big R 2023, Jamie Vardy.
Bournemouth on a good run at home, but they did get battered by West Ham, and we don't know what happened in the week. But Leeds don't look good enough. I will go 1-1. It's just gonna be rubbish.
I think Bournemouth will. I think they'll capitalise on Southampton being horrendous at football. So I thought I have a slightly better result. Your goal scorers.
Billing and Bamford.
Making up for that miss in the week. I think Bournemouth are a better side. I think they're going to get a win here. I'm going to go Bournemouth 3, Leeds 1. I think we forget that Leeds, before they played a terrible Leicester side, had lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace and 6-1 to Liverpool. So they're not in a good place at the moment. Leeds, I don't think Javi Gracia's got his boys playing particularly impressive football.
What a surprise.
Leicester, I don't rate I don't think they're very good. That's quite evident. They were defeated quite convincingly by Manchester City. So I don't know. I don't think they've got a big result in them.
No.
Leeds, and I think Bournemouth are a very good side, so I think they're going to beat them. I'm going to go Bournemouth 3, Leeds 1, as I say. Solanke hat-trick because he is God, and Leeds goal from... I was going to say Wilfred Godonto, but they never actually play him, so I will go Jack Harrison. Picked up an assist last time out. Go get a goal here. Up next then, Fulham versus Manchester City. This could be an interesting game. City, well, they may be needing a slip-up. We don't know the result against Arsenal, but if I'm going to have a guess, as I said on Wednesday's podcast, I think Man City are going to win.
We can infer that it's going to... Both teams are going to have to... Both our City and Arsenal have to win.
Yeah.
This for City, for me, this is their biggest chance of a slip-up.
I'm going to say, as we say, City may well have won the week. That won't matter, though, if they're going to lose a game against Fulham here. So this game does have major connotations, regardless.
This, for me, is their biggest chance to slip up.
Yeah.
And I don't think they will.
Oh, why not?
Fulham, I mean, against Aston Villa in the week, Aston Villa were poor. They were really, really poor. And Fulham just showed nothing to respond to that. I mean, Villa were trying to hand Fulham the win at times, and they just didn't want it.
Yeah.
And they're not in a great run. They're struggling a bit without Mitrovic. I think it'll be 3-0 Manchester City with goals from Haaland, Grealish and Walker. Not Walker, Stones.
Do you think Alexander Mitrovic makes a difference?
Yeah, of course. Maybe not in this game, but I think the games they've lost.
Okay. I was going to say, because I think if Fulham have Mitrovic, obviously you say they're going to concede 3. I think Mitrovic, they don't concede as many. Not because he's some amazing defensive presence, but just the fact you've got Mitrovic.
Yeah.
You've got someone to aim for with that long ball. You've got a leader, someone that can inspire the other players.
Manor Solomon does not cut it.
Oh, he's a good player. I think Manor Solomon's a really good player. Not through the middle, no, but didn't Dan James play through the middle last night?
No, Dan James on the right.
I think Dan James through the middle could cause City some issues. I think they may well try that. So I'm going to go Fulham 1, Manchester City 1. Manor Solomon goal for Fulham opens the scoring. City, when doesn't Haaland score? He's going to score once more here. Fulham 1, City 1. Drop points on the road for Manchester City.
Don't see it happening at all.
They've got rest up. Big midweek fixture.
Against?
West Ham, mate. We're predicting that in a moment. So
no.
Look, mate.
Very scared.
Got to rest up. But yeah, up next then, Manchester United versus Aston Villa.
Ooh.
I think this could be a cracking game of football. We've already seen it about 9 times this season, but one of those had Steven Gerrard as Aston Villa. Did it not? No, Gerrard hasn't played against Man United.
This was Unai Emery's first
and second.
First and second games. First game in the league, and he won, and the second game went and lost in the Carabao Cup, but
because he stinks.
Emery, the only manager in Premier League history for him to come in and in his first 20 games, his side has scored a goal in every single game.
Another interesting statistic, if you were to take the Premier League table since Emery joined, Aston Villa would be second behind Arsenal, and City would have 2 games in hand on all of them.
10 unbeaten for Villa now. Man United without Lissandro, without Rafael Varane.
But Harry Maguire's quite good.
Yes, they're at home. but I back Villa to get a result here. 2-1 Aston Villa.
At Old Trafford?
Yeah.
2-1 Villa.
Old Trafford don't mean anything.
Aston Villa gonna get a win on the road.
United goal from Rashford.
Don't know.
But Villa goals from Ollie Watkins. He hasn't scored in his last 2, but I think he'll get back within the goals, back amongst the goals, and it'll also be who's gonna score? Jacob Ramsey.
Fair enough. He's been in good form.
Yeah.
Been in very good form. Aston Villa, a win here could put them in the Champions League. Could put them in the conversation for Champions League football, I should say. I don't know if they'll get it, but I think they'll get a draw. Yeah. I think Aston Villa will get a draw. As much as I want to go, Aston Villa are going to pump them 6-0, it ain't going to happen. But if Aston Villa get a result here, why can't they go and challenge for Champions League? 5th place in the Premier League right now. 3 points behind Manchester United, I want to say. 6 points behind Newcastle.
Should be nailed on for Villa.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Just because Brighton got games in hand.
Unless Liverpool find some late season. They've been decent recently.
Yeah, but so
they've won sort of their last 4. Villa, though, I think they've got a slip up, as proven by Brentford. That Brentford game. I'm not saying Liverpool are going to be perfect by any stretch, but if either side's going to have more of a slip up, I feel it will be Aston Villa.
Okay, but I think I guess, because there's 2 ways that you look at the Brentford game. Some people look at it as a slip up. Some people look at it and go, the fact that Villa got a point from that game.
Yeah, but I was also unconvinced by their performance against Fulham. I understand they got the result, but I think
that's what you got to do.
But Villa have got a really tough fixture list as well. Villa have got a really difficult fixture list coming weeks, so it's going to be very interesting to see. But I'm going to go goal scorers then. Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, both players in form. Yeah. They're sort of the talismen for both teams. Yeah. And I think they'll be amongst the goals. Next up, Newcastle versus Southampton. This should be a fairly comprehensive victory. Newcastle, last time out, 6-1 victors over Tottenham. We don't know how they get on the week, as we say. Southampton, well, they would have probably just come off the back of a Bournemouth loss, most likely. So, I don't know. Is there much point debating it? Because I feel like this is an easy win.
7-0.
All right. To be fair, though, Southampton are due their big loss. They had 9-0, 9-1, 9-0, 6-0. What are they getting this season?
And Newcastle scored 5 in 20 minutes at Tottenham. And again, Newcastle are at home. The fans will be backing them all the way. They're playing... Is it Everton in the week that we haven't seen yet? I think it is.
Yeah. I think you're right.
And, Southampton are crap. So I'm going to go Isak hat-trick, a goal for Joe Linton, that's 4, a goal for Willock, that's 5.
Great maths, by the way.
A goal for Trippier.
That's 6, just to let you know.
A goal for Callum Wilson off the bench.
Fair
7
enough.
goals, Southampton in big trouble.
I don't think Newcastle are going to score 7, but I do think they'll win. I'm going to go Newcastle
6.
3. Newcastle 8. No, I'll go Newcastle 3, Southampton 0, Joe Linton double, and a Mickey Almiron goal from the bench.
Back for injury.
Back in the side. I think it'll only be a substitute appearance. I think Jacob Murphy will be tearing apart Southampton's left back, whose name will remain anonymous. There we go. Now it doesn't remain anonymous any longer. But I think... Yeah, because they've got no other... Tino Livramento's still out injured, isn't he? He's been out injured all year.
Big miss.
Indeed. I think, though, Joe Linton double and then Mickey Almiron for the bench. Big 3-0 victory for Newcastle. I think they'll want to win here. A win here could be very crucial, especially if United and Villa were to draw.
Yeah.
So that could be big on the Sunday. Then the 4:30 kickoff, we will not be predicting it here. I know it's a very exciting game. Liverpool versus Tottenham. I think it's going to be a good game. Come on. But we're not predicting it here because we are live for it. Join us from 4:15 on Sunday. Liverpool versus Tottenham at Anfield. We'll be bringing live coverage, commentary, reactions, analysis, all that great stuff on our live show.
Reactions, I'm sure.
Hopefully it's as exciting as last Sunday's game.
Perhaps in the...
Make sure to join us there.
Perhaps in the Tottenham played United yet, so...
They may well win. Ryan Mason may be the second coming of Jesus Christ. On to the Monday then. Leicester versus Everton's your Monday night football. Very much a relegation scrap. Sean Dyche versus Dean Smith. 2 managers who have conquered the Championship in their time, but have to say they've never really... I
wouldn't say Dean.
Sean Dyche finished 7th.
Dean
Prem, so.
Smith didn't really come.
Well, he sort of mudded Norwich entirely.
Norwich and had to go. Got through the playoffs with Villa second time around.
Well, somehow he's still in the Premier League. Yeah, got a new job in the Prem.
In the bottom half of the Prem.
All right. Well, let's see how he gets on here. How do you think Leicester will fare against Everton?
I think Dean Smith, he kept Villa up, and I mentioned this last week. He kept Villa up a few seasons ago, and he has he is that manager you want to keep you up. I think it'll be a big win here at home, 2-0 to Leicester against their relegation rivals. Goals from Iheanacho and Barnes, and Leicester will be well on their way to staying in the Premier League.
Nah, mate. Everton gonna get a win. Sean Dyche's men, I think he's going to inspire them to victory. 1-0, James Tarkowski, bullet header from a corner. Lovely jubbly, job done, heading back to Merseyside. Quick prediction, on to the Tuesday, and it's another one we're not going to be predicting. Arsenal versus Chelsea, we will be live for. As Chelsea fans, it's probably going to be a very depressing 2 hours, so come and join us if you want to revel in our pain, or if you want to just witness a very interesting and completely neutral, non-biased commentary of Arsenal versus Chelsea. Should be a good game. Make sure to join us there. After the Wednesday, we've got 2 games to predict, both 8 o'clock kickoffs, the first of which, Liverpool versus Fulham. 2 sides chasing European football. Fulham, it'll be quite the task to manage to turn this around. Liverpool, well, they've been playing some really nice football in recent weeks, so I imagine they'll be able to really make a good push for Europe, especially with sides like Brentford being a little bit shaky in recent weeks. But it's going to be interesting to see. Liverpool at home here. Fulham, I think Mitrovic could cause more problems, but they'll still offer a challenge. What you expect?
I think this will be a really dull game that will go under the radar because it will be overshadowed by the next game that's about to come up.
West Ham's fine.
I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool with Mo Salah goal, but I think it'll be a really dull game and all eyes will be on the next game, which is City West Ham.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm actually going to go for a shock at Anfield.
Oh,
Tottenham paid for his flight, but when he arrived, saw the light, and this time we see the delight because he's going to lace it into the top corner at Anfield. Willian goal, Fulham 1-0 win. Yeah. And that's just because I'm probably going to end up putting another Liverpool player on my fantasy team, and then they're going to lose both games, aren't they? So that'll be great. On to the next one on the Wednesday then. The last one we'll be predicting today, Manchester City versus West Ham. It's not the last game of the game week, but it's a City game in hand here on Arsenal.
But the reason I think
they win.
The reason I think it's going to steal the headlines away from that Liverpool game, I'm going to go 2-1 to the Hammers.
Mental, mate. You think West Ham will lose to... Who is it they're playing?
Crystal Palace.
You think West Ham will lose to Crystal Palace but batter City?
David Moyes, oldest manager in the Premier League.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
David Moyes?
Yeah.
He's not. Roy Hodgson literally manages Crystal Palace.
I swear I saw today. I'm genuinely not joking because I saw this. Because I saw today that David Moyes is the oldest because Jurgen Klopp's the second oldest. But I don't know where I saw that.
I've completely forgotten about Roy Hodgson because he's 82 or something, isn't he? And Blake's literally like on death's door.
I saw that then. Never mind. Anyway, I think West Ham are going to win. Antonio and Lanzini goals. It'll be a Haaland goal for City. But I think West Ham are going to shock the citizens.
Nah, 3-0 City. Comfy win.
Nah.
If it's any side other than West Ham, take Fulham for example, then maybe I'd back it. Yeah, them as well. But I'll go Haaland brace, Grealish goal. City are just really good at football, aren't they? Pretty decent. But yeah, that's not the only game left. That's not the last game of the game week. On Thursday, Brighton versus Manchester United. We won't be predicting it here. We're going to be live again. Loads of streams coming up this week. Liverpool versus Tottenham on the Sunday. Arsenal versus Chelsea on the Tuesday. And then Brighton Man United on Thursday. We'll be live 15 minutes before every kickoff to provide you with some extensive build-up. And probably some more wacky predictions. Yes. So yeah, we'll have our predictions for then. Join us on the live streams.
Each game.
They should be good fun, and we always enjoy seeing you there. And you never know, you might tune in and Tottenham scores 6 goals and Nick Nat decides to sends loads of memberships or something. So yeah, you don't miss it because something mental is always bound to happen. But yeah, well, not always. We might get a 0-0 game, but you never know. Hopefully not.
Never.
Okay. Anyway, that is all for today. Keep the conversation going in the comments down below. Love to see you guys getting involved. We love to see your predictions every week, whether they're pessimistic, optimistic, or completely stupid. We're happy with any of the above. But yeah, make sure to get involved in the comments. Make sure if you see someone else's predictions and you think they're terrible, make sure to tell them that in a polite way. Don't be mean, but
have a nice little debate.
Have a little debate down there. We love seeing you guys interacting with us, with each other, and with the content we're making. And yeah, if you want to help push out this video and the channel to more people, make sure to leave a like, because that helps YouTube know that it's well good. And of course, subscribe to push our subscriber count up, and it increases more people to come and boosts Harry's ego. So make sure to do all that. That is all from us today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.